Today I effed up by hooking up with a girl in a mental hospital.
That sounds like a potentially precarious situation.
Honestly, a crazy situation.
Yeah.
So this happened a while ago. I, 17 male, remember the exact day I was admitted to the psych ward. It was the day after New Year's. Great to start the year.
Yeah.
I won't mention how I ended up in a mental hospital, but I will hint that it involves some illicit substances.
Oh.
Also, just so you guys know, a psych ward isn't what it's like in the movies. It's actually rather chill. And I personally found it to be a good place to express myself and be a better person than I was beforehand.
I mean, that's great to hear, actually.
Yeah. I always thought, like, whenever I think of psych ward, I think of like spooky.
Yeah.
Like
you say almost like in the movies where they have like the jail where it's like the psych ward of a jail.
Yeah, and then it's like people in straitjackets.
Yes.
Yeah. It sounds like, or it's like horror. Like I think of like horror movies.
Yeah.
Anyways, after about 2 days of being there, and surprisingly making a lot of mentally ill friends, I meet a girl, 16.
Oh.
Let's call her Ashley. Going into the psych ward, Ashley was the first person to catch my eye. She was extremely attractive and very friendly. After getting to talk to her, we would talk every day constantly. And I ended up asking her for her Instagram on both of our last days in the psych ward.
Okay. Sliding in them DMs.
While waiting for our rides, I remember Ashley asking straight up, "Do you want to kiss?"
Oh, okay.
Yo, this sounds like Perks of Being a Wallflower, like coming of age, angsty teenage story right here. This is like a movie.
There's some indie music just playing in the background.
Actually, this reminds me of the plot of It's Kind of a Funny Story. Have you ever heard of that? It's not exactly the same, but it's a great. It's like if you like Perks of Being a Wallflower, you'll probably like that movie. It's pretty good, or at least I remember it being good when I watched it. At first, I thought she was trolling, so I laughed and told her to stop playing. She told me she was serious.
Oh God!
While adding a smirk to her face.
Ooh.
Little wink. I was still suspicious, so I told her, "You lean in first." She did. So I decided to as well. And to my surprise, we ended up smooching.
Oh,
this is kind of cute. This is kind of cute.
It is pretty adorable.
Cute. It's pretty cute. The first kiss was short and more of a... Then we kissed again, and then again. And then it turned into a full-on makeout sesh.
Aren't they like in front of the pickup area where their parents are?
Yeah, exactly.
Funny.
Keep in mind, we are still in the psych ward, just in an area where there are no cameras or nurses watching.
Dang it.
Yeah. Dang.
Rats.
After a few minutes of kissing, I heard my name being yelled by one of the nurses saying my mom was here. So I awkwardly waved her goodbye and skipped to my freedom while saying goodbye to my other mentally ill friends. I love that. Like,
when I say goodbye to my mommy.
So I'm out of the psych ward. I feel good. Everything is good. But I ended up forgetting Ashley's Instagram, so I didn't try to bother and look her up.
Well,
I thought you shared a moment.
Wait to give up at nothing.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You're not going to like look up her name?
Not even try. Yeah, Ashley.
Yeah, come on. Look for mutuals.
Come on.
So a week passes. I'm in school when suddenly I get a call from the office. My mom is here to pick me up. I asked her why she came unannounced, and she said she told me a detective had called her and left her a voicemail telling me to come to the town name police department to talk about something that happened at the mental hospital I was issued at.
Oh my.
Okay, I'm a little concerned. I don't have no idea what happened. I get scared, obviously, because I have no clue why I need to see a detective. We make it to the police station and I go in and was greeted by the detective. He makes me walk with him alone to a room where we both sat down. I felt like I was in a damn movie. He has a few files on the table along with a recorder. It's small. He says that I can leave at any time and not answer any questions at will, and then starts asking simple questions like why I was in town name hospital and what people did I see. So I'm thinking maybe someone got murdered and I'm the witness.
I mean, like
probably, yeah.
You're just like this is a serious interrogation scenario and you're just like, I have no idea why I'm here. That's crazy.
So I'm thinking maybe someone got murdered and I was a witness, and then the detective drops the bomb.
What is it?
I brought you in today because a lady is saying you essayed her. You assaulted her. I genuinely gasped aloud and got really defensive, which must have looked really sus.
Yes.
I said, who said I essayed them? I would never do that. What the heck? The detective pulls out this photo and it's a photo of Ashley. He says, if I know her, and I say yes. Then I tell him everything from what I knew. I said that she gave me 100% permission to kiss her and I didn't force myself onto her or make her do anything. She was the one that asked first and leaned in first. I thought to myself, how could she do this to me? The first week I get out of the psych ward and now I'm instantly being accused of assault, which is kind of rough.
That's not...
Well, bro, we kind of know why possibly why this is happening. Do you know why? Any guesses? He gets out, forgets her Instagram. They share this moment.
Oh, I mean, like, to me, this is like this his Reddit story would be a great cover up if he like to get everyone on his side.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Or, but what if he is telling the truth? What do you think? What's the reason then?
That's why I'm lost. I don't know. She has like hallucinations. Like,
okay, let's keep going. The detective stops the recording and says, "That's all for today. He told me if I did do anything without consent, they would find out, trying to intimidate me, and that I should confess now. I shouldn't have said anything without a lawyer. That was also my F up." Which honestly, yeah, you should always get a lawyer if a detective calls you.
But a 17-year-old kid, you're just like,
yeah, like, I don't know. What do I do? The detective calls my mom privately, and then we both leave. My mom is angry too, basically on my side. So what happened after that? Absolutely nothing. The case was dropped, I guess, because I never got a call back from the detective or from any cops. I also called the department to ask about the case, and they said that it didn't exist.
Is he having like disassociating from reality or something? I do not know. I'm truly guessing.
I learned something today. Don't kiss anyone in a mental hospital. They're there for a reason, to get better, not whatever the F that was. I have a theory.
Go ahead.
Assuming that OP is telling the truth. I think they shared a beautiful moment. Sounded super cute. And she thought he was going to message her.
Right. Of course.
And he didn't.
Yes.
And so maybe she wanted to enact revenge.
Yeah. Going down the road. Yeah. Yes.
I think that's my theory.
Yeah. And I think it's either that or either he's got a great cover up to get all of the internet
Reddit, on his side, and he can show this to the detective.
Man, this is such a he said she said scenario right here.
Yeah.
Away from all the I like how he's like, we were this one spot away from all the cameras and all of the nurses.
Actually, yeah, that's a little sus.
I don't know what to make of it, because it's like two people coming back from
a mental
hospital. Like, I don't, and they're both super young. They're 16, they're 17.
Oh wait, this is a comment from Funk Lab on the post. So they said, I worked in a psych hospital where the nurses would collect a folder of handwritten patient stories. Basically, when someone would meet their significant other in a psych ward, and then something horrific would happen, they would have that patient write down the story in the binder.
Right.
When they saw someone who was clearly getting infatuated with another patient on the unit, they'd break out the binder. It was 5 inches thick, and they'd have the lovebirds browse through it. Relationships that begin in mental institutions are almost always doomed. Don't make the same mistake.
Yeah.
You fools.
That's a good that's a good perspective to hear from.
Yeah.
Someone who actually wow, that's crazy. They have a whole binder just full of that's a smart, like, hey, you want to go down this road? Here's where here it is. I don't care if you just got diagnosed with a serious illness. I'm hanging up and going to this party tonight, but I can explain. So I, 25 female, work in event planning, so I always get invites or tickets to high-end events.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. There was a huge event coming up that I was really excited to go to. I asked my boyfriend, 27 male, 3 days before the event to accompany me, and he said yes.
Nice.
So originally the plan was to be my boyfriend, my stepsister, and myself. However, on the day of the event, he said he had a doctor's appointment, so he wasn't sure if he could attend.
Oh, no.
I said no problem, and I waited for him to return home. A couple hours later, he texted me and said he had something to tell me.
What does he have to tell you?
You know, it's never good when they have something to tell you that they don't just tell you.
Yeah.
You know? Like something simple.
We have to have a talk.
Yeah. So something simple
just
is
tell
like,
us what you have to talk about.
Yeah, I got In-N-Out.
Yeah.
I got chicken nuggets.
I have a life-threatening illness.
Yeah.
I'm breaking up with you.
And a side of sauce.
Your mom and dad don't love each other anymore.
Oh, goodness. Your mom loves me.
Yeah.
Instead of your dad. I mean,
I'm your new dad.
Lots of options.
Yeah. There's a lot of talks out there.
That would be a Reddit story.
Yeah.
I got worried and I called him immediately. I asked if everything was okay, and he said he was diagnosed with anemia, so he's going to have to start taking supplements.
Is anemia like life-threatening?
I think if you treat it right, it's fine. But I think kind of like, back in the day, like if you got like asthma, it could just like kill you. I think I could be literally completely wrong, but that's my sense of it. I expressed how sorry I was, and I spoke to him for about 4 hours, gave him pep talks, and told him that I'm here if he needs me. I reassured him that I'll always love him. I then asked if he would still be able to attend the event with me to take his mind off things, to which he responded that he doesn't like the art performances, so he'd rather go to a different event. Sorry. I said, no problem. I'll go with my stepsister alone. He got upset and hung up on me.
Dang.
You know, he's done. He's done
with that.
I called him back and he started an argument about how I'm selfish for going out while he is going through something. I told him that I had already made the plans with my stepsister and I can't back out now as she's depending on me. I also don't drink, so I would have been the sober driver, and if I didn't go, she could not go. I told him that this event is the only event my sister really wanted to attend this year, and I promised her that I would take her months prior. I even told him I'll see him the next day, and he said, be safe, and just hung up on me again. He's just not having it.
Well, I mean, I get it. I feel like he's like really like, he just wants to talk to someone. He's really struggling right now.
I need some support. Yeah. I got to the event around 11 and spent the entire event alone, just sitting down and watching the show by myself, having food and drinks. When I returned home around 2 a.m., I called him and he was awake. His first words were, well, look who cares about me again.
Damn. Man's salty.
He's throwing it down. He's letting it be known. I said, I am too tired for this. And he responded by saying that of course I'm tired. I went out without knowing he's upset, but I love partying and meeting new people so much that I didn't think to stay with him on the phone.
Dang.
Whew.
He's feeling really betrayed right now.
Yeah. I told him he's being ridiculous and I would have stayed if it were just us who had planned to go. He said my priorities are off and I am an ignorant a-hole. Keep in mind, I don't attend parties unless it's with family, and I only attend events a few times a year. So am I the a-hole for not staying on the phone with him and attending the event instead?
Yeah. OP's a little bit the a-hole. At any length, if Ariana said like, hey, I just got diagnosed with like some life-threatening illness, and like I was going to a party with a friend, I would be like, yo, dude, I can't go to this party. I'm really sorry. You're gonna have to find someone else. It's a serious diagnosis. Like maybe it's not going to affect them right away, but it's a serious diagnosis. And it's like something that you're going to have to deal with, and to be diagnosed that day and then not have your significant other actually like, I don't know, show up for you. Yeah, I think OP's the a-hole for sure.
My fiance won't let me console my best friend after his dad passed away. I don't know if she'll leave me or not for doing this. Somber mode. My best friend lost a parent a year and a half ago, which led him into a mental health crisis.
Great transition by saying somber mode.
Somber mode.
I think you really crushed that one.
Congratulations, guys. Our friend group has been picking up the pieces ever since.
Sorry. Still laughing at somber mode.
God.
All right, no, we're in somber mode.
Insensitive.
Sorry, we're in somber mode. I'm somber mode. All right, here we go.
He's doing much better now that he's in therapy, but he's definitely gone through it. What has complicated matters worse is my fiance. It goes without saying that I love her, but she is the definition of a busybody sometimes.
What is the definition of a busybody?
Someone who has a body
that is busy. Is it a busybody? Like you just like have to be doing something all the time, right?
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Okay. And maybe like also like in everyone's kind of like business maybe. Okay. Like, oh, I have to be like involved everywhere. My best friend is a very private person. She knows something happened with him, but she doesn't know the details of what that something is. She probably never will. But because she's around me and my friends often, as my fiance and I live in the same house, she hears bits and pieces of the story and presses for more information. It's a bit, at this point, I'm curious. It's like, what exactly is the purpose of withholding
the information?
That information.
Yeah,
I feel like passed away. Maybe if that was the request of the friend, perhaps, which is totally possible.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like I would probably tell my significant other.
I feel like I would.
Yeah.
But
unless it was specifically requested.
Yes. Yeah. If that's the case, totally
if we're
understand
living together.
Yeah.
Seems a little odd that OP isn't. Okay. But yeah, maybe it's a specific request. Okay.
But we go deeper. I try to circumvent giving her any more information as best as I can. For example, I step out of the room for specific phone conversations about it. But still, it's hard to limit the discussion about it sometimes. If it's necessary, we bring it up and she's around in person, we'll refer to the Nolan situation without giving specifics. So they're kind of
actively
just jumping through lots of loops to ensure no information about it slips out, even when talking in front of her. And
I feel like that's like an unrealistic.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I don't know how big your apartment or house is, but still, I have private conversations with my friends sometimes. Like, hey, Ariana, I got to step out. Like, so.
Again, so far, there's no confirmation if it was requested as private or OP is thinking that he shouldn't. That's the best. Nolan will also stop by my place at night when he can't sleep. This doesn't happen all that often, maybe twice a month.
I feel like she has a right to know if they're living together.
But he has a vow of silence.
Oh, is there a vow of silence?
No.
Okay.
A vow of silence of not saying anything. He'll text me or call me saying he's outside. I'll go sit with him and smoke a little bit, and then he'll head home. I'll wait up until I know he got home safely, and then I go back to sleep. My fiance hates this. She claims the phone calls always wake her up. They don't. She just sometimes happens to wake up for the bathroom while I'm outside. And that me not being in bed is alarming. That brings us to last night. Nolan stopped by, and when I came back inside, my fiance said she was putting a stop to it. She said all the sneaking around is making her paranoid, and she doesn't feel like she can properly trust me or be part of my friend group without knowing the details, and that Nolan needs to stop relying on me so much.
I don't agree with that last point, but I kind of agree with the first point.
Yeah, it's like I think the clearest line to draw here thus far is him coming to the home.
Yeah.
And like not knowing like when you're leaving the bed for what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like what's going? Yeah, because
once you bring it to the home,
she has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, this is her home too.
Yeah,
which is why it's like, okay, you can have a private conversation that just involves the two of you, but when you bring someone to the home, that is my home.
Yeah.
Also, so
I feel like she has a right to know a little.
I feel like she has a right to know at least up to why he's stepping out at night. Yeah. I told her no matter whether we're married, dating, whatever, she will never have any ownership over my friend's trauma, and that she was never going to be able to order me around in regards to it.
That seems like a kind of intense response.
Never. Never, Sam. Never in any situation.
She's just like, yo, like when you like leave and at night, I don't know where you're going. And like, you're like talking about this mysterious thing that I have no idea about. And like, why is Nolan always out of our house?
Great questions that can't be answered. Because never. Never.
Okay. All right. Fair.
Hope he's about to add insult to injury over here. Not the smoothest communicator. I also said her comfort was less important than someone's actual physical well-being. She was obviously hurt by this and went to stay with her mom after work today.
Yikes.
Am I the a-hole?
Ooh.
There is an edit. She knows Nolan has lost a parent.
Okay.
She doesn't know the aftermath beyond the statement that he had a mental health crisis. Yes, he has specifically asked me not to tell her. That is good to know.
Okay.
And finally, this is not something we talk about constantly in front of her. I'm giving examples that have happened over the past year and a half. Also, Nolan sees a therapist. He comes to my place to hang out.
Okay. All right. Okay. I feel like that edit actually makes it more complicated.
Yes.
Okay, so
it does make it more complicated.
He specifically asks, all right, well, first of all, I want to know what everyone else thinks.
Yes,
Put it in the comments. What, this is story 4?
Story number 4.
Story 4, put it in the comments. What do you think? Okay, what do I think?
Kind of a doozy. It did, yeah, the end made it more complicated.
Okay, so Nolan specifically asked not to tell her. I think that's okay. But I think at this point, he goes back to Nolan and it's like, hey, like me keeping this secret is making like her really uncomfortable. You know, do you think I could just like include her more in the loop? You know, where you're coming over to our space a lot. I want to be there to support you and I want to do what's right for you. I just want you to know that this is how she's feeling.
Yeah.
I think you go to Nolan now.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would do. Also, it was like, I think he was a little bit of an a-hole for how he responded to her.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's just like, I am drawing the strongest line at like the
tiniest,
either the tiniest pushback.
Yeah.
Like laying it down too thick.
I think it was too thick. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I did was tell my 10-year-old nephew that no one likes him. Am I the a-hole? This involves me, 25 male, my sister Diana, 31 female, and her son Darius, 10 male.
Darius.
I get along with Diana fine. I won't pretend I like Darius.
Oh, wow.
I think he's an entitled brat who's gotten away with crap far too many times. Fuck you, Darius.
Yeah.
I don't think Diana has ever reprimanded him in his life, and every time the little shit acts up, Diana makes excuses for his ass. He's already been suspended from school for stealing. He's a bully to all his cousins, and I know for a fact that no one in my family likes him at all, especially me.
I mean, God.
Biggest roast of Darius ever.
Woo.
Both of my parents cannot stand him. My mother, a woman who could find the love in her heart to babysit a honey badger, refuses to watch Darius at all because of his behavior. My father will take all the grandkids out to fish every few months, except Darius, because he's so tempted to throw him out on the lake and drive off. His words, not mine. On Monday, I got a call from my sister who panicked because she got called into work. Darius was out of school and her babysitter was not available. No one else in the family will watch Darius. So I told her to drop him off and I would watch him. He was a nightmare.
Oh, no.
Darius is mad he had to spend his day off at my place. He refused to do anything I offered, made a mess in my bathroom, harassed my dog, and had a tantrum because I would not let him play on my work computer to play video games. By lunchtime, I was frustrated beyond all belief. I made him mac and cheese, and he demanded I take him to Wendy's.
That's so funny.
I want Wendy's.
Yeah, literally, he's like, here you go. Give me Wendy's. That's hilarious.
Ma'am, this ain't a Wendy's. He refused to eat and eventually dumped his bowl of food on my floor. At that, I just kind of lost it. I didn't yell or get aggressive at all. I just sighed and asked him if he realized that everyone in the family literally despised him.
Oh.
I explained that he was at my house because grandma and grandpa cannot stand him and in fact refused to let him come to their house because he acts like a little shit. I won't lie, I got incredibly brutal. He started crying and locked himself in the bathroom until he came out and sat and watched TV till my sister came and got him. I told her what happened and I and her got into a massive argument. She called me cruel and I told her she's to blame and he would eventually have learned this because everyone hates him. My family is split. My dad thinks the little deserved it, in quotes. Well, my siblings have mixed opinions. My mother has told me she's staying out of it, but I feel I need to apologize. But if I feel the need to apologize, do it and move on. What does everyone think?
Oof. Well, what does everyone think?
Yeah, let us know what you think. But John, what would you do?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. And by the way, I was a nanny, 5 stars on care.com to this day. You kind of do reach a point with
where it's
the
like
kids.
You gotta, but you maybe not go that hard on them.
So they don't deserve that reprimanding. But what I'm saying is I can very much empathize where OP gets to the boiling point of like just
his buttons are being pushed.
Dude, that kid sounds like a
nightmare.
Yeah. But obviously he shouldn't have said that. And he probably has a decent amount of truth to what he's saying in terms of like, go to the sister and be like, look, I watched him today. Here's what's happening. This is why no one in our family wants to watch him.
Good on him for actually like, saying what happened.
Yeah. It sounds like he was honest because she was pissed. So, but I think he has to be in a non-combative way. Tell his sister, like, my honest opinion is you need to do something, reprimand him or whatever.
Yeah, I think OP is a hole for going overboard. Yep. But like, sometimes kids got to face the music.
It's true.
But John, I want you to give me the music of this final story of the episode.
Oh God. My wife's been snooping on my laptop and she discovered something that she shouldn't have. And who scooped this Reddit story over to us was one of our very own an r/OKOP show.
Ooh.
Every week we take the 2 most upvoted stories. We share it on the show just like this. So if you want to share your own story to get featured on the show, go to our subreddit r/OKOP show and send it in.
Thank you. And also read some of the other stories on there. They're pretty funny.
Yeah, exactly. Throw some upvotes
or interesting.
On there. This one comes from Level Reaction 4569.
I love the numbers.
I, 26 male, have been with my wife, 24 female, for a little under 5 years. Wow.
That's
dating for 3, engaged for 1, and married for just under 1. She is the love of my life, and I know her like the back of my hand. I know her needs, wants, when she would prefer water over Diet Coke, when she is starting to slip into a depressive state, anxiety triggers, etc.
Wow.
Sounds like you.
All right. OP's a good SO. Good
That is
significant
right.
other.
One thing she is always worried about is that I will leave her or cheat on her.
Okay.
Her parents had issues and she thinks all be the same. Okay.
Yikes.
That's good context to know.
Probably some marriage counseling in order.
Yeah. Yes. To combat this, she has full access to my phone and personal computer. However, my work computer is completely off limits due to the nature of my job. Makes sense.
High security.
I recently got a promotion and now have people who report to me. One of these people is female.
Ooh.
Oh, goodness.
Zazie.
Sometimes if I'm away from my computer and they have a question, they will call or text my personal phone. And I typically reply with, let me get online so we can talk over Teams, which is the business platform I use. Recently, she has looked through my phone and saw that the girl who reports to me has texted me quite a few times since she is new. And I always say I'll be online shortly.
What does online mean?
So when this was all brought to my attention, I showed her texts from my other reports, and I always say, I'll talk online. So consistent for everyone. The reason I always say I'll talk online is because of the technical data I deal with. My company takes cybersecurity very seriously. To log in the morning, there are 3 passwords I need to input because it takes so long to log in.
That's insane. That's a lot.
A lot. I typically just turn off my screen when I walk away instead of locking it. I figured I'm in my own home, and typically the only people with me are my dogs or my wife. But can you trust the dogs?
They're secret spies out to get you.
The other day, I am working at home at my in-home office while my wife had some friends over, and I have to go to the bathroom, so I turn off my screen to relieve myself. I decide to also grab coffee from the kitchen, and when I come back, I see my wife at my desk with her friends around her.
Yo, she has too much time.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Is this a
during the work day?
Like, yeah, you're having all your friends over, just like causing a ruckus.
That's too much. I flip out and ask what they think they're doing, and they are reading the messages with my coworkers.
Yo, what?
Again, these messages contain technical data that is not open to the public. I kick her friends out of the house and tell them they may have put my job in jeopardy since I now have to report a breach of security, and this breach of security is now being shared with. Oops.
Uh-oh. Oopsie.
Her friends argue that they were looking out for my wife as a suspicious, and I always answer on the computer. All in all, I kicked her friends out and told them to never come back again.
Yo, those friends, but low key, those friends are like damaging. Like they're planting seeds.
Planting seeds and endangering his job for real. I called my boss with my wife and told my boss everything and made my wife tell me which conversations she read to determine what she saw. My boss told me I got lucky and nothing too sensitive was in the messages. And in private, he told me to maybe go get couples counseling.
Maybe that is what you should do.
My wife told her friends what I made her do, and they all think I overreacted and am a complete butthole for embarrassing her to my boss. What do you all think?
Yeah.
You know, this is from one of our own. This is from the OK gang. So
baby.
Please definitely give OP some of your thoughts. Sam, what are your thoughts?
I think it depends on how sensitive. Like,
yeah,
it feels a little bit by the book. And like maybe OP is like a by the book kind of person.
Yeah.
But it feels a little bit by the book to like, you know, they were just snooping for, you know, gossip, and like to go report it to your boss feels.
Yeah, that part was
a little like over the top.
Yeah.
Definitely bad of them to snoop through your computer.
For sure.
Reprimand them personally. But to go to the boss seems...
I agree, actually.
Maybe a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
I can understand if he really values his job. I think like tiny little bit of the a-hole for that. But I think mainly the wife and the friends.
Yes.
And also, if you made it to the end of the episode, we want to know who the real ones are.
Yes.
Please comment gastrointestinal outburst syndrome.
If we have one person that types that all out, I will literally fly to you and give you a hug.
A little kiss.
Yes.
All right. We love you.
See ya.
Thanks for watching.